Ode to the Beyonder by Jimski at iFanboy.com. A somewhat dramatic reading by Augie DeBlieck Jr. When Reagan reigned and days were spent on heroes bold and caped and booted, naively I lost every cent on drudgery that came jumpsuited. Once comic books were done in one, and then came 1984 when someone said, "Team-ups are fun," and Marvel threw a secret war. The series bounded off the shelves like diet meth. Everyone bought her. Marvel schemed amongst themselves like chum had been hurled in the water. A sequel was announced and hatched as ink dried on the final issue. But Wars' success would go unmatched. 2 was so bad I'd need a tissue. Jim Shooter took the writing reins, but he was also Marvel's boss. So editors could take no pains to stop his crazy mishegoss. He thought the sequel's crux should be to bring Here to Earth, Part 1's big bad. In hindsight, surely even he knew that's the worst idea he'd ever had. The villain, you see, was the Beyonder, a walking, talking universe. Embodied newly, he'd just wander. Oh, wait, friend, it gets much, much worse. He had been all where he came from. We'd piqued his curiosity. He was omnipotent, but dumb when it came to humanity. So he left his universe of him and came here, human yet divine, all-knowing yet profoundly dim. Think you're confused? Man, I was 9. And oh, his clothes! My God, that coif, that nest of jerry-curled fuzz. He looked a bit like Hasselhoff before I knew just who that was. So, childlike, this godlike Zero, dressed like Michael Jackson's double, went to visit every hero, who in turn said, "This is trouble." He'd screw with them if left unheeded, like last time they were around him. This was the last thing that they needed. Clearly, they would have to pound him. But here's the thing, though. He was God. Use all the might you can exert. Do all you want to smash that bot. He doesn't care, Hulk. He can't hurt. Page after page, heroes are sent to punch and stab him, even though they know he is omnipotent. He walks away. They let him go. So, X-Men trying to kill Jesus. Does that sound like effective drama? Each issue, they'd attack, and he just talked at them like the Dalai Lama. So ponderous, so plotting. Tell me, why is Batty the star of the book? The cast so big and yet you sell me a roadside wreck. I have to look. And then to make the readers buy in because the first one went so well, they made all books they published tie in. They'd cross-promote this thing to hell. He stopped by 30 other comics. X-Men, Spidey, The New Mutants. Less artistry, more economics. Character? More like pollutants. Dazzler got a little visit where I think he tried to shag her. Sure, that sounds risque, but is it? He shot smack with cloak and dagger. Let Phoenix kill him in a fight, then he decided just to fake it. He gave Daredevil back his sight. Daredevil opted not to take it. Had soul food with Luke Cage and got the check, kind of, because he insisted. Popped up in ROM and Micronauts, books which apparently existed. Did Shooter's workers have a laugh? Read the tie-ins now and ponder. Is his disgruntled writing staff writing him as the Beyonder? Then finally he had to die, though lamely 'twas by his own hand. By then my piggy bank was dry. Like him, I wished to understand. History is unforgiving to the Second Secret War, but its legacy keeps living every summer at your local comic store. And though the tie-ins break your heart, and though the story may nonplus, as long as there is ink for art, there will always be an omnibus.